is up, familiar? I'm about to do my first ever live session with one of our Patreon members, you guys, and I just want to show you guys this as a little bit of a teaser on what you will get when you do subscribe to the Patreon. You get that one-on-one love with your boy. They run up that business, they run up your content bag. Let's get you to your next level. But we have Lorenzo today, bro. I'm gonna try to like screen record it at the same time. I'm trying to get my own like little recording, bro. And yeah, I don't know. This is new. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never did this before, ever. So this is my very first time doing it. We're getting ready. I'm about to send him his link so we can get in 5 minutes early. And with that 5 minutes early, what I'm most likely gonna do is allow that it's like that not necessarily pre-warning, but like, oh, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Just like all like the early stuff to like get to know bruh before we start talking about the business. So that way when it actually gets into his 30 minutes, he's able to use all of his 30 minutes, which I feel like will be really cool. So let me see. Whew. So we're gonna be ready. We got Instagram. I'm gonna have Instagram pulled up for me to be able to like look at it real quick for bruh. You know what I'm saying? Help him out, network, help him see like, okay, bro, so these are the things you need to bump on WAP. These are what you need to worry about. Let's pull up your Instagram right here. Let's all that other stuff. I'm gonna have my Patreon up for me to be able to text him the link and everything. You guys, this is my very first one. So you guys being here with me and being able to see how this goes is monumental, all right? So this is gonna be crazy. Not necessarily too crazy, I don't think. I feel like let me be straight. I was gonna go live and all that other stuff, but I'm gonna just record it because you never know, what might happen. You know what I'm saying? It may go good, it may go bad. We're documenting it. Like I told you guys, real raw, unfiltered. Gotta keep it real with y'all. So I'm going to make sure that I have make sure I got my AI going. I got like a little Plod note pen right here. I'm gonna have like reading off like everything that he's saying. It's gonna kind of help me out. Well, it should be able to help me out with the entire session. Cause I'm gonna be trying to write down the stuff that he's saying at the same time too, while like, I don't know. We're gonna try to see what we can do. Cause I'm gonna try to keep it. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. All right, I'm about to send him the meeting code. About to start the meeting. Zoom is loading. Bob, you know what I'm saying? Everything's fine. I just finished them just now. It was a journey. It was a journey. I had a male client, he was an artist, and he peed outside my studio. So I had to deal with that. Real raw, unfiltered, bro. I walked outside and he was on the side and like I was behind him, but I don't think he saw me. And then I got around the bush and then he looked at me like, and it was very awkward. But the shoot went well. The shoot went good. You know what I'm saying? I still, in the face of adversity, you know what I'm saying? You gotta push through. But yeah. You had any shoots today?
No, unfortunately, I haven't any shoots today. I'm actually recovering from being sick. ate some bad chicken.
Oh man.
Today, and I'm just able to trust a fart today. So just
yeah.
I'm feeling better. So I'm back on. I'm just trying to make a plan.
Talk to me.
A little bit about myself. So Lorenzo, my photography business is Dapper Shoots.
Yep.
Started off with it for a couple years, Canon T6, and I built a lot of my clients with that DSLR. Had a mentor who was Woody from WJ Image.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of showed me the ropes. Still teach me now. Upgraded to a Canon R7 not too long ago. I've been learning that. Now working with a mirrorless. I wanted to do more event shoots. So because I'm learning that sometimes the shoots I want to do aren't going to pay me as the shoots that I need to do.
Yeah, that's 1,000%. You got to do it 50-50. So it has to be 50% what you want, 50% what you need.
Right. So when I started, I was trying to set up contracts with a company. So
yeah.
You're in Orlando, right? You're based in Orlando, correct?
Yeah.
It's cool. So Central Florida Housing and Lodging Association, someone reached out to me to do a photography event for photo and video for one of their networking events on the 15th. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
They talking to them for like a week and a half. It was ridiculous. I've never had to talk with someone.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going with it. But boy, yeah.
As soon as I send the invoice, we found somebody.
Yep.
And what's funny enough, I went through Small Rig and got two of these.
Trying to get prepared for it.
Trying to get prepared. Two of these, it works. These are really good. $20.
Bro, it's crazy because that literally happened to me this weekend. So Friday and Saturday, I was supposed to be in New York for a middle school. I was planning with them for like days and days and days, bro. Like we got all the way through the ending. We got all the details. The invoice got sent through the next day. Oh, we already found someone. We already talked about the payment. Everything was already cleared. And then like, oh yeah, we found someone. I'm like, bruh. And like you're mentally prepared and now you're trying to get physically prepared and you're like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand that it's more so like it's a killing your mental because you actually wanted to shoot. You were excited to shoot, but it's like, yeah, that's the part. It kills us, bro. It kills us.
It can't, bro. I was so like, I worked with my mentor to get a videographer because I didn't do video yet. So now I'm doing my first kind of broker deal. And I honestly, I gave them a deal, 2 hours. It was going to be what, like $11.50 for 2 hours. I was just doing the photos for $3.50 because I just wanted to start that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. To get the initial, exactly.
And they wanted a 1 minute highlight plus raw footage.
Yep.
And then she almost asked me for the raw photos, and I was like, I'm not gonna do raw photos.
Yeah. And the raw footage, and I'm doing the edits, and I'm doing
Right, and I'm bringing like.
Because at that point it's like, damn, I'm over delivering. So in their mindset, they're thinking, okay, let me try to go find somebody who may over deliver, but they're gonna end up coming back on the back end. It usually always ends up happening because they may not fully like what that person's gonna give them, and they're gonna be like, damn, and they're gonna like probably try to hit you back up, and then they're gonna try to like say it like, you know, because in your mind you're like, oh, what happened to the other guy? But they're never gonna mention it. They're never gonna mention it.
Right. So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm trying to recruit from.
Yeah.
What I kind of hope to get from this call, I know you're busy, is kind of like in 3 stages. One, I watched some of your photography tips.
Yeah.
And everything. I just kind of we can do a little bit of in-depth on photography tips to be a better shooter.
Okay.
2, kind of like obviously you can't be a step, like kind of like in a point in the direction of some of your videos for better editing, and I'll kind of give you a quick rundown with my editing.
Okay.
I will say using between Photoshop and then bringing in a veto sometimes saves the day or optimizes it.
Yeah.
And then I guess the end part will be just be kind of like next steps. Like, hey, this is like the next step, kind of like a setup. Because if that goes well, then I wouldn't mind setting up another call with you in a couple months. It's kind of like
to catch up. Yeah, not for sure to catch up. So currently, right now, where do you feel like you are? Where do you feel like you are? Because I know photo tips, getting better as a shooter, getting better as photo editing. Okay, cool. But where do you feel like you are as a photographer? And what is your particular, because every I don't want to even say the word niche, but every style is going to have a different editing style to it. When you're doing events, there's different ways of editing events than I would edit a portrait session. I would edit, real estate, I would edit real estate different than I would edit, like a real estate agent. I would edit them differently than I would a in-studio portrait. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like kind of like, where are you kind of leaning towards to get better at shooting? Are you kind of doing it overall, or do you feel like you're leaning into something at Dapper Shoot? I'm writing that down.
Yeah, just so you like my page.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm my biggest critic.
Yeah, you should be, as you should be.
I consider myself like, people like my photos, but I consider myself a step above a hobbyist.
Okay.
Because like I said, I got my camera, I got my Godox triggers, I got my diffusers, I got my stands, I'll do 2 set of light flash. I will say I understand a little bit. I understand composing, leading lines. Am I perfect at capturing that to myself? No. Do my clients like my photos? Yes. So that's always the fun disconnect. We can be super hard on ourselves, and then our client is just like, oh my God, So you just get me thrown out. I'm like, you like this?
Yeah.
So I really would love to, I guess, if you have anything. I watched a video on triangles and S curves that you did.
Like for posing, right?
I definitely said me teaching my clients poses is something I want to help on, because a lot of times I kind of give them direction.
Yeah.
And my shoots go long, because I will admit I'm an overshooter.
Yeah.
Shoot for an hour, I'm gonna shoot for 1:15. I'm probably gonna take like 200 photos, and I'm gonna cut through them, and we're gonna find photos you like.
Yeah.
It's like I'm really bouncing off the wall with them, and they have fun, but I obviously want to be more efficient.
You want to be more efficient. Okay. So efficiency. So you feel like you struggle with efficiency. Okay.
So like I said, As far as shooting. As far as editing, I'm a little bit more like, I guess, like procedures. So like how my mentor, again, he's an amazing photographer. I'm surprised you guys haven't never met up or even known each other. Um, I go basically, when I used to do Lightroom to Photoshop, basically color correction in Lightroom. Then you put me onto like frequency separation,
Yeah.
color dodge and burn, and Photoshop. And I did okay. Now I'll do Photoshop, put our camera raw filter on, and then sometimes I might kick it over, or I might go to Avito first to
Yeah.
do the color correction, because I mean Avito's such a great tool. It should not be something that take up your whole
No,
process.
1000%. But I feel like when it comes to a veto, I feel like you should use that. You feel like you should use it. I feel like you should use it last. Like I feel like that should be like, let's say for example, you split it 30, 30, 30. Like, 33%, 33%, 30%. Like if you start off in Lightroom, you do a good majority of that in Lightroom. You do like the culling, right? You go through all your photos, you're getting the ones out of there, like throwing all the pictures in there, but getting the ones out of there that you don't want to use at all. You know what I'm saying? Doing a little bit of like the easiest touch-ups that you can. You know what I'm saying? On those photos. You're not doing any you're not stretching out the background, you're not doing any crazy editing. But I would say do those, because sometimes, I don't know why, but the magic eraser in or like the magic eraser in Lightroom sometimes is better than Photoshop. Sometimes. Like I don't know why. But sometimes I'll do that spot heal, I'll go through there, I'll separate my subject from their background if it's a studio shoot. I'll mask in there. I'll do all that masking in Lightroom and everything, right? I'll do masking. I'll do everything that I can possibly in Lightroom before I throw it into Photoshop. And then Photoshop is like my middle step. And if I ever do use a veto, if it's like, the times I use a veto is when I'm rushing. I don't want to say rushing, but like when I'm really backed up, because I don't want to say I don't believe in retouchers, but I don't like to take my hands off of my craft. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. I mean, you're at your level, you're an artist. It's almost
Yeah,
like
you know what I'm saying? I
you can
touch
do
it.
more work with your own
Yeah, like
technique.
I want to touch everything that I do. I don't want you to see a photo that drop on my feed and you're like, oh, that looks nothing like his style, or that's not him. So I want you to be able to still connect that with me. So on those times that I am overbooked, I will use that. You know what I mean? AI is a tool, as we all know. I'll use that as that final step. Like maybe it's a thing that helped me with like a background, or I know it's gonna help with wrinkles. It'll do wrinkles a little bit faster than I can. But there's a lot of things that Avito still can't do. So I would say everything that you can do and get rid of, let's say for example, if it is a pore or it is like an eye crease or something, Avito won't always catch that because you can see it, but being that it's AI, it can't see it. So I would say like try to use that last rather than in the middle, or rather than first. Try to use it last, because if you use it last, it'll catch what you didn't catch. So you catch everything that you think it might not catch, then let it catch everything else. Like maybe you don't worry about the stray hairs because you know Avito could do it. Avoto could do it. Maybe you don't worry about the backdrop because you know Avoto could do it. But the thing about Avoto is the image needs to be clear enough for it to be able to see the things to get rid of. If it's too dark, it won't see it. You know what I'm saying? So the image has to be clear enough for it to see it. So if you know that your image isn't that clear, you got to do more work in Photoshop. You got to do more work in Lightroom. But if your image is more clear, then you know, like when I shoot, I'm editing in my head, if that makes sense. Like when I take a shot, I need to know, like, okay, I'm going to have to get rid of this later. I'm going to have to stretch this out later. I'm going to have to, you know what I'm saying? So like when I'm shooting for the edit. I don't shoot, like when you're overshooting, you're not shooting for the edit. So when you're overshooting, like you're shooting, you're taking the shot and you're not making the shot. You're not curating that shot, because now you'll end up with hella pictures and like all of them won't be fire, but like a lot of them will be duplicates. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a lot of duplicated photos. You want your client to have such a hard time choosing that they select so many extras that you get extra cheese.
Right.
They're gonna be like, oh my God, bro, like, because every single one of my clients when they leave, they're like, bro, there's no way Taxi took 200 photos and told me to pick 3. There's no way. And now they're like, oh my God, I can't do that. Now they choose 10 extras. You see what I'm saying? Now you're making extra cheese. Now you made a whole nother shoot's worth of money in upcharges. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that always would depend on your industry as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and then talking about the photo tips of being a better shooter, I feel like it always comes down to lighting, because with us as photographers, our job is to capture light. So if we can better capture that light, we can be better as photographers in general. So like when you're shooting, what's your F looking like? Like where do you usually at your F? Are you usually shooting in studio, or are you outside of studio, on location, or in general?
So
like what are you thinking?
recently I've been inside, so I do gym photography.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Because I think we talked about this in the chat. I do competitive strongman, so I'm in the gym consistently, and it combines both of the words both worlds of my life.
Yeah.
Generally, my f-stop is on 2.8. If I was using my Nifty 50, I can go to 1.8.
And what? Okay. And what What lights are you using?
So when I was I haven't shot with the R7 yet. So when I was shooting with um, my T6, I had a two Godox lights in diffusers.
What are the watts though? Are they 8200s? Are they, what are they, 300s, 100s?
I'll show you. I'll show you. Hold on one second.
Now you're vibing. Go ahead.
Let's see.
Because I may know exactly how I can help.
Okay. So the first one is a Godox TT685. I don't know if you know the
Okay. That's on camera flash, right?
Yeah, these are. So when I
And are you using only that on camera flash, or are you using off camera flash and mixed with like the ambient, what's in the space? Are you using a continuous light? What are you bringing with you?
Okay, so sometimes I'll use what's in the light in the gym.
Yeah, so that ambient.
What I'll do is basically both of these can attach to my. Both of these attached to my trigger. To
your flash.
Trigger, and they both become. I can both turn these to off camera flashes. The goal is after getting a new camera, I do want to get a speed light. I do want to get like the 8200.
You got to get a 200. You got to get a 200.
Right. That's the next purchase lined up. So that's trying to make it.
So I feel, because you could also, I'm trying to think, because that quality that you're searching for comes, like everybody chases that low F, but the quality that you're searching for is gonna come with that higher F. Like I'm telling you, like your lens will allow you to go to a low F, but the lenses that allow you to go to a lower F are usually sharper at higher Fs, if that makes sense. Okay. Like you'll have an f1.8 lens or an f2.8 lens, but the actual like peak sharpness maybe 5.6. Like it's that mid range. So like when we're shooting in studio or I'm shooting in the gym, bro, I'm at like 10.
Okay, I see. I kind of
so because you capture way more like detail. Like I'm looking at like one of your images right now, and it's like you can tell where that focus point is because it may be at 2.8 or maybe at 1.8, right? And then some things may be out of focus, like whatever's behind what you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on her head, then her hands may be out of focus or blurry. But when it comes to gym photography, right? So being that that's your niche, that's what we're going to talk about. So being that it's gym photography, you want a lot more in focus. Like because when you're thinking about the gym does what? What does that spiral off of? The body. We're focusing on body, we're focusing on physique, we're focusing on build, and then that spirals into we're focusing on the fashion. What are they wearing? Are they wearing a name brand? Are they sporting that brand? You know what I'm saying? What is it? And then you also want to make sure that you're getting those detail shots, which will help you get detail shots too. Because I'm seeing she has an outfit, she has a fit on. I'm looking at the orange one that you did. And with this gym photography, and what's also gonna help you, bruh, with you being in multiple different locations is gonna be your white balance. You gotta master your white balance because that's when you're changing multiple locations, that's hard. Like it's definitely a hard thing to do. So if you hone in on that white balance, even before you get lighting, because that's free to learn about. That's free to do, that's free to like learn, right? Before you get the lighting, before you get your lighting and everything, learn that white balance. Lock in on that. Lock in on how to find it in that setting that you're in. All right? And then when you get the flashes, you'll be able to use them at higher powers, which will allow you to use higher apertures. And those higher apertures are gonna allow you to get more detail. And that more detail is gonna make your image pop and stick out. And when you get more detail on a raw image, you can do way more with that raw image.
No, because that totally makes sense. I usually use my higher aperture on longer photos because I want clearer backgrounds. But but the subject's close, so I'm gonna get full detail.
Yeah.
I would have to be working on light because when as higher aperture goes, dark it comes a little darker. So
that's the thing. So that's what I'm saying. When they're closer, right? Because even when I do my headshots, I'm at like f11. When I'm at my headshots, I'm at f11, bro. When I'm doing headshots, I'm still not 2.8. Like I'm still at f11 because every pore, because like you say you do frequency separation. If you're at 2.8 taking I'm not saying this is wrong or anything, this is just me, right? If you're at 2.8 taking pictures of it, their nose is gonna be way more in focus than their ears. Because you're at 2.8, cuh. But if you had it at f11, their ears and their nose are the same amount of focus.
Okay.
The only thing out of focus now is the background. See what I'm saying? So the higher that you're going, the more things that open up at the focus. That's like, think about it, if you're taking a group of pictures of people, you wouldn't use f2.8 for two people because one person's gonna be more in focus than the other. So you have to go to f4, you have to go up to f6. So think about that for a person's face and treat each of their limbs like they're different people, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So if that person has like, if that person is spread it out like this, or maybe she's doing like, I'm about to do some crazy shit. Maybe she's doing like this, right? Maybe she's like this. If you want her leg to be just as in focus as her face and you're aimed at her face, you got to go up like F4.
Okay.
Because you might, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would have to go higher, bro. And when she gets closer, when the person's closer to you and you have a lower flash power, it'll be okay to not have as crazy of a flash power, because the more you need higher flash power for distance. Like flash distance, I'm throwing a lot of shit at you and I'm not trying to. All right,
No,
but
I'm pulling what I can. Don't
pull
worry.
what you can, yes. So flash distance is important as well. Like you don't have to have the most powerful light ever. People get higher flash wattages for distance. Like they don't always get it because, oh, it's gonna give you more detail. No, bruh, a higher flash watt goes a longer distance.
Right.
That's the only reason that people get higher flash. Like I could use freaking I could use this and get the best photos ever if they're close up. Because this is a 67 watt light. This is my V1. So a V1 maxes out at 67 watts, right? So if you're taking pictures of her and she's like relatively within 5 feet of you, you'll be able to get amazing images with this light. But if now you're further than 5 feet or your aperture is higher than f4, you need a more powerful light. You know what I'm saying? Because the person's skin is going to take in that light or reflect that light depending on like their skin. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you.
And that's what's going to help you. And the higher F is going to help you focus more on the skin. And that's what's going to really help these images pop. I'm looking at them right now and I can tell what aperture you're at by looking at it. Like I'm looking at her hair and her hair is not in focus. So I can tell that by her hair not being in focus, okay, he's at a lower aperture. Because it's focusing, I see her back is in focus. Like the label on her back is in focus, but her hair is not in focus. So that's okay, boom, he's at F1 or F2. Around that area. This one, her hat is in focus, but her chest and her foot's not in focus. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But because like with gym influencers, like gym brands, they love sharpness and clarity.
Right.
So if you're looking to, expand within the gym culture and within gym brands, they like that sharpness and clarity, right?
Okay.
So definitely, okay, so what you could pull from this, lighting, and white balance.
Chase the higher f-stop.
Chase the higher, like, bro, like when I got into photography and everybody's like, I was learning from people older than me, and like I'm like, my mentor was telling me like, bro, like you want that crispy lower F, that blurry background, you want that, boom. I'm like, but like, why? Like, is the background not as important as the person? Like
Right.
she's in a gym, right? Why would you want her background blurry? Would you not want to show the ambiance of the setting? Like, would you not want to show like
Right.
where she's at? Like the setting is just as important as the person, if not sometimes more. Because
No,
if she was doing the
that's
same pose on a blank background, it wouldn't matter. Like it wouldn't be special. But being that she's on a yoga mat and she's in a gym, there's a lot for me to look at. But I would want those things to be kind of somewhat in focus as well. So that chasing that higher f-stop, and when chasing that, you have to have better lighting.
Okay.
And that's not, and like if you want to get a cheap alternative too, you could bring some studio lights into there as well. Like you can bring you don't have to use strobes all the time. Like if you being in the gym, all right, cool, quick, fast, like I don't want to say cheap option, but if you find you an MS300, right, they're $100. Yes, they take a plug, but bring you an extension cord when you go shoot, bro. Like if you're going into this is a private gym that you're using, you have access to a plug, bro, get you an MS300 and trap that out until you're able to afford anything else. Because that's gonna get you what you need, bro.
Okay.
And that plugs in.
So just so that I'm pulling. So I'm putting up. I feel like I Frankenstein my equipment.
Yeah.
And I did. When Christmas, a family member got me like one of those Amazon sets when I first started out, and it's one of those continuous like plug in.
Exactly.
Before I got these two flashes and used and did the triggers and strobe, I did do the one continuous
light
and one strobe light
and one strobe
diffuser.
Yeah.
But again, so I'm gonna try to bring that. I might bring that back in the mix if I'm able to. But so when you shoot at a higher flash, let's say f4, f5, f6, where do you put your shutter speed at to keep the light in while you know how the balance is?
Bro, like, okay, so I'm gonna be real with you. If you're gonna learn from me, I'm gonna tell you the real and the raw. I don't go by cheat sheets. I don't go by all of the stuff they be saying, bro. I keep my junk at 250, bro. Like I keep it at 250 because if she moves a little bit, her hair is in focus. Like you just gotta make sure you have enough light. That's all that ends up mattering. Like we're photographers. Lighting is the only thing that matters. Like everything else, gear, all of that comes after. Light matters. Like how much light are you allowing into the situation to be able to capture that frame? You know what I'm saying? Because now what's gonna happen is too, when you get a higher a higher powered light, you're gonna have to worry about recycling time as well. So if you're using like a lower power light, but you're using it at 1/1 power, you know, like when the one gets closer to one, it's higher. The refresh time gonna be way slower. So now you gotta do a lot more talking to make your client okay and not nervous in between each flash power while it's trying to recycle. So using continuous light is gonna be actually very, very helpful for you as well that you could do, right? But yeah, so I keep mine, bro, like I'm always at 250, bro, because I found that as a sweet spot for me. Like I found that as a sweet spot for me, like 250, I feel like if she moves a little bit and I feel like if I keep 250 there, I can move everything else where it needs to be. I can move my ISO where I think it needs to be. I can move my F where it needs to be. And especially if you got a 1.8 lens or a 2.8 lens, that can also help you get sharper images as well. Just in case like that motion, like maybe some of your images are off of sharpness just a little bit because of that motion. Like you're not able to capture the motion. So maybe, you know, when you're at 2.8, the rule is telling you to have your shutter at 50. But that's the rule because it's supposed to be double, right? That's the rule. That's what they have as the rule of photography. But I don't believe in photography rules. I believe in breaking those. So in my mind, if I'm taking a picture of somebody and the rule says 2.8 and 50, but she turns her head just a little bit, that could have been an amazing candid shot, but I didn't get it because I had my shutter too low.
Right. So I never heard of that rule. I'm one of those photographers that I go where I feel. So I've shot 2.8 or 3.5, and then my T6 used to be like if I would put the shutter speed to like 300 or something, 350, it would adjust this lens wouldn't allow me to go to certain f-stops. So I guess the best thing I told my mentor is that I feel like I'm one of those Kerplunk artists. Like you play the game Kerplunk, right?
Yeah.
Like I have some great shots and I have some clients that love to keep up with me, but I stumble into my shots.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about efficiency.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Like it wasn't really like, you tweak it to get. Yeah. I get you saying like it kind of happens on the fly. Like it happens at the moment. But like when that happened at the moment, like bro, I was the exact same way. So when it would happen at the moment, you have to remember those moments. Like either you remember like last time I had it at this shutter. Like, that's how I stumbled upon 250. Because I kerplunked my way into that. Like I just stumbled into 250. Like I was shooting, I was always at 125. I was always under, like I was at 125 or below on my shutter. And I'm always doing it. It's like, I'm like, bro, I'm not getting the way that I want. And then one day, bro, out of nowhere, my flash accidentally fired a little bit higher than it was supposed to. And I went up on my shutter thinking that I was trying to fix something and it looked way better. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I might've just figured something out. And I had to remember that moment so I could duplicate that moment. Because if you don't remember the moment, you can't duplicate it. Like a lot of the time, that's usually like the best time that like, you know, that's usually when your best shots come out, but you got to remember that. You know what I'm saying? Remember what those settings were, how I had it set up. Oh my God, like I will literally pause the whole shoot, take my phone out and I'll like record where the lights exactly were in case I want to redo it again. I'll be like, one moment, I gotta get this. I just got a shot. Like, this shot's hard. I'm gonna show you in a minute. I'm gonna talk to my client. Like, I'm gonna show you in a minut, but I gotta get this set up. Like this, I just snapped. And when they see that confidence on you, that confidence will flow into them.
Okay. No, that all right, cool. So I'm kind of what I'm pulling full switch is chase the higher f-stops, shutter speeds, like, you know, right, generally you're at 250. I want to experiment with that. And then just working on mastering auto white balance.
Yeah.
So kind of go, because like I said, with the equipment and all that stuff, as if you can master line, the equipment comes second. And I agree with you. That's why I went 45 years with a T6, still doing good photos.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You capture amazing photos. Like literally, like bro, like it all comes down to the lighting, bro. It all comes down to, because like that's our job as a photographer. There's no light, there's no photo. It's how do you how can you capture that light? Maybe even throwing in a reflector or something into the setting might help a lot more too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe thinking about your lighting placement, you know what I'm saying, with your lights and a reflector could also help as well. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that would definitely like help you. And then when it comes to white balance, try to play around with the manual white balance, because auto white balance does what it wants to do, right? So the only time I usually use auto white balance is when I'm outside, like, and it's the sun and I can't control the sun. That's the only time, like when I really don't understand what's going on, it's the only time I'll use it. But if I'm in a building or in a studio, I'm always using manual. Like if I'm in a shaded covered area, I'm always using manual.
Never really messed around with.
I didn't either. But the moment I did,
Oh yeah, this will be experience.
but the moment I did, like, bro, the moment I did, when I say everything changed, it's like, oh, like her skin looks real. Like
Okay.
I took a photo. I was like, bro, her skin looks real. Like that's her actual color. Like I don't have to go fix it later. Like that's actually her skin. Like you know what I'm saying? That's when I started noticing. I was like, before I'm like, bro, why is she a little bit yellow? Why is she a little bit blue? I'm like, oh, now I'm fixing it and I'm doing the white balance and everything else. And I'm like, bro, I can't even do it. See, they're trying to take us out the game. They say we got 10 minutes left. LOL. But yeah, so literally, bro, I didn't get the Zoom premium yet.
Don't worry, dude. Like,
At some point.
If I would have known, I would have called you. If you would have told me, I would have did it from my one of my side professional accounts.
Oh yeah, because that bit's like all day. Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah. No, I'm on the national board for my fraternity, so like we got.
Oh, that's hard. So y'all get that? Yeah, that's hard.
So, okay, so that's what I'm pulling from. Okay, cool. All right.
And then editing.
Editing.
Yeah.
So, I call through my photos. I go, damn, I'm amazing. Or I go, damn, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pull through. I learned the hard way. Funny enough, I had some funny experience with clients of accidentally putting photos that I don't like in Pixie set for my photos, and they always choose.
They choose the ones that you don't like. Yeah, they choose the exact ones that you knew you shouldn't have put.
Ridiculous to edit.
They choose the ones that you. Yep. But it's like you set yourself up. Yeah, but you set yourself up. So this is how I'm gonna tell you how I navigate that, right? The way that I navigate that is like, I know that we're all about money, we're all penny pinching, but this is gonna also help you build your clientele. Right. And it's gonna help you continue to grow, right? So when they choose an image that I personally don't like, what I will do is I will choose an image that's near that same like JPEG number or near that same number that I do like, and I'll edit both. That's what I'll do. That's just me though. And I'll edit both. Like I will still like, this is how I help like myself. Like I will have them choose their image that they want edited, and I'll choose a few that I want to add to my portfolio and give it to them as an incentive. So my mindset is I will always have clientele if I always over deliver. Even if it's just by one picture. Even if you just threw one extra picture in there that wouldn't be too bad or an easy photo, they're gonna be like, oh my God, you edited an extra one? Thank you. Like, do I have to pay you? You know what I'm saying? So that would help you. So definitely choose an image that's probably near, like I usually choose like the next JPEG image. Like that looks almost exactly the same, but like it just looks better to me. I'll choose that one as well, and I'll edit both. So now you have both. And like, oh, I didn't choose it, but I'm like, oh yeah, I threw that in there free. Like, you know, make them feel like if they be like, oh hey, you accidentally edited too many pictures. Like they're confused. But oh yeah, no, I did that for you, man. You're good. You're all good. You got that.
Right. No.
So that's always going to be a problem. Like your client is an uncontrollable factor, so you have to kind of like try to plan ahead of time how to control the uncontrollable.
Right. I totally agree. So it was one of those like photographer learning experiences.
Yeah.
So generally, I do like photo. My niche is gym photography, as you know. I do want to start. Doesn't mean I don't want to do like wedding. I'm actually doing a birthday party and I'm doing a family portrait. I guess like you said, maybe you already answered this. I do want my photo. I love when a photo has a lot of detail to the point. I don't know why I do this, but I will zoom in on some of the photos, even your photos. I've zoomed in. And if I can see the pores on an IG photo, that just tells me how much.
That tells me how much detail it took, yeah.
And I was like, so one of my favorite, like I like the portrait retouch. If you want to scroll down my page, we have a short on time. You'll see a picture of the face in water. Actually,
yeah, I'm looking at that one.
So this is on with my fiance. We did we experimented. This is one of the milk bath stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
I like this photo. I like how I like the white with the splash of colors. Yeah. Because this is when I was on the T6. I wish I would have had a lot more detail on her face. Because if you zoom in, I feel like in my sense of over editing, or maybe I was trying because I worked on this photo for this is back in 2020. I worked on this photo for 4 days.
Sometimes it will be the over editing because sometimes you'll over soften it.
Right.
And you'll take away pores. Yeah, you'll take away it.
Down, it looks nice. People from the outside, they love it, and they're like, oh my God.
And they won't know because it's you and your work. You're your biggest critic, as always.
Right, but I'm like, man, if I zoom in, there's so much details on her face that I didn't capture. Yeah. And I over edited out. So I do. Well, I guess my question, so we can be more focused, is editing. Obviously, got to capture a photo with higher detail, but editing to keep that high detail and stuff, and like those techniques. Because sometimes when I do eyes under the bag, I'm literally like back and forth. Yeah. And sometimes I want to make it I don't know. I just some of the work I've seen you do in other photographers, it just looks so effortless.
So I prep it. So like I always prep my image before. So like obviously you shoot for the edit. You shoot with the edit in mind. Cool. I do a higher aperture. That helps me, right? You got to always shoot with the edit in mind. You have to shoot knowing what you can and can't take out, what you can and can't do as far as pores and all of that, right? So, but what I always do is when I start an image in Lightroom, I will go up on the sharpness about 5 to 10 points.
Okay.
Right? I'll go up on the texture about 5 points. Like I'll prep the image. So I'll make that raw file a little bit higher quality by upping the sharpness before I do any retouching. Because I know the retouching is gonna soften it. So the retouching takes away the texture and the sharpness about 3 or 5 points. So if you already added 5 or 3%, you know what I'm saying, sharpness to it, when it takes it away, it didn't really take away nothing.
Right.
So prepping it. So literally like, and I'll make that a preset. Like I'll literally I'll go on there and I'll go sharpness, and that all of the photos that are the same looking, right? I'll go up on my sharpness maybe 10 or 5, depending on how it looks for that shoot. I'll go up on my texture about 3 or 5, right? And I'll leave it like that, and I'll copy those settings and paste it to all those pictures. And then I'll start doing all my other stuff.
Okay, cool. I know we're short time, but I like that tip. If you had to recommend a video for me out of your videos, if you put it and just send it to me on Patreon for editing, like just so I can watch the process, because like I said, I was watching your just a couple like earlier, one of your masking videos.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Dude, what the shit you do with masking is like so nice.
That shit's different.
Like, the shit is nice, and I'm not a person. I don't blow smoke. Like I said, I do believe in giving props. Everyone's style is different. I follow different things, but the shit you have done with masking, I'm like, dude, I'm not like skill, but I want to know that skill.
Yeah.
If I pop one of those photos out, oh my gosh, it's just gonna go crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy. Whereas like people don't know how to like use and maximize what they already have. It's like, bro, everybody got Lightroom basically, but everybody goes Lightroom and does basic stuff and then goes next. It's like, bro, you can do a lot. You can do a lot right there before you even get into Photoshop. You can do a lot right there. So I'm gonna have to look through and see like for what you're trying to do, which video would be kind of the best, because like all of them kind of have a lot of the same attributes. Like I'll prep an image kind of the same way in majority of the edits, and then I'll go into that image. But the things that make them different is the different setting or the different photos that I'm taking. So like they'll be different. It's always a different shoot. So that's really what kind of makes them different, because the more and more that you do something, the more and more that you edit on something, the more and more that you try on something, it'll kind of show you, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll show you how to use certain tactics in different settings or on different images. So that's kind of why I document on the Patreon every different photo shoot that I've done, because I feel like it shows you how to apply it to a different photo shoot. So I think I need to do some like on location ones too, because I've done a lot of in studio. I do some on location editing.
Whichever one is best. I don't feel like you're doing so much as it is. Just whatever you think is best, and if you can, maybe one of your masking.
Do you want it to be masking focused?
It doesn't have to be masking focused, because that I feel like the masking is the extra part for me. You know, because I just like that's just if the photo itself needs to be good. Masking just makes it that much better.
Yeah, it makes it better. Yeah. So you're saying like, okay,
It's a dope song. I love it. So I mean, if you have two in mind, I'll definitely send them my way. I'll definitely watch them, and that'll be my basis. How much time I have? Because I don't want to.
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes back. All right, we'll switch over to next steps. Next step is trying to get clientele. I did your sales lesson. I watched your sales video for Valentine's Day. Didn't get really a lot of bites. I've tried to do like behind the scenes. If you look in there, videos that show like the editing, like kind of like my life is editing in the process. I'm doing a non-paid shoot myself, my creation with models with gym styles in mind. It's going to be half them going to be in the gym wearing all of one brand, and then outside of life, because a lot of these gym brands sell in gym wear and out gym wear. So another photographer that he's a photographer that works for UCF, like for all their photos, was like kind of shoot with like it's a job in mind. Like if I want these gym brands.
Yeah, so it's basically spec ads. They're basically spec ads. So you're investing into creating spec ads. That's what they're called. So if you have the gym brands that you're shooting for, maybe like I've done shoots for Gymshark and stuff. Create with that brand in mind. So go on Pinterest and create a board for yourself to document based off of. So try and create things that meet up to their standards in order to get those eyes. Because the people that want images like that are going to come to you because you created images that match that kind kind of vibe, because everybody wants to look a certain way. So you have to find out how they want to look in order to help them accomplish that look.
Okay, spec ads. So make like a gym short board.
Spec ad, yes, bro, and just do and knock those out, and don't rush them, fam. Like actually get creative, put your own twist on it, have the lighting, make it a day, make it a thing. Like actually do that, even if you get no cheese from it. But like create spec ads. Like that's gonna help you. It's gonna get your skills better and everything.
So just to clarify, I'm using the board for inspiration, or I'm putting my photos on there.
You're using it for inspiration. Inspiration to go off of. Yes. Yeah, so the okay, the board that you're creating, the Pinterest board that you're creating is gonna be for your spec ads. So you're gonna create for like ideas for yourself. Nobody else got to know about the ideas that you're creating or about anything like that. You can make a private board on Pinterest for your spec ads of what you wanna do. So if you create, just create like a fitness branding board, and then put all your poses there, all your different stuff like that, right? So find stuff in the gym, because they're gonna give you an idea. So every time before I do a shoot, I'll always like sit like 30 minutes to an hour at nighttime before the next day of that shoot, depending if I've never done it before, right? If I do a gym shoot tomorrow or a creative shoot tomorrow, I will sit there and just scroll Pinterest and just look at it and get it in my mind. Get the poses in my head so that I could better help and serve my client, right? And then you have those ideas, you might be able to, duck off real quick and look at them, look at those poses, and then come back to them and tell them, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one to show a picture to my client and be like, hey, look at this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at this and recreate this pose, because I want them to feel like it came from me. Like I want them to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I would first start off, it shows you as more assertive, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna go and tell somebody else, oh yeah, Lorenzo knows his stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be like you marketing without even trying, because they just see how much you know. Even if you like don't know something, you act like you know it and you figure it out right then and there, or figure it out when you're able. It will help you. It will put you up here. Like it'll top rank you. You know what I'm saying? So especially like with gym photography, you could definitely dominate in that industry, because everybody wants pictures of themselves looking good. Right? Everybody's like, oh my God, I feel good, I look good, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Boom. And another way to dominate with fitness photography too is, I know when it comes to like fitness influencers, turnaround time is a big thing for them as well. So like they'll want it while they're still amped about it. Like they want it that same week. Like they're amped about it, they're pumped, so they're gonna want it quickly. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get them. Can I get them tomorrow? And stuff. And I know we agreed on 10, but can I get 12? Can I get 10 more and stuff?
Yeah.
So I've gotten that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's things you gotta like think about as well. That's gonna also help you, because if you tell them, like I always tell my clients 5 to 7 days, or I'll tell them 2 weeks, right? I'll tell them 2 weeks at maximum, blah, 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 but I'll always get it done that same week without telling them. Like, so now it surprises them. I never give them an actual layout. Like, oh, it should be about 3 days, because now you're expecting it in 3 days. And what if I can't do it in 3 days? So I'm gonna tell you at the maximum 7 days. Like my max used to be 2 weeks, but now I do 7 days, because you already feel incentivized by like, oh my God, 7 days is great, and I give it to you in 2, or I give it to you in 1, or I give it to you that next day, or I get, you know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. And then I make sure to give them like the photos for them to be able to select that same day, so that way they have something to sit on and leave me alone for a bit. And then when I tell them to select their pictures, I give them a deadline. So it makes it more urgent. I'm like, you have 1 day to select the photos for me to begin editing. So now they know, like, oh shit, I only got a day, I have to get it done. And if you don't do it, you're not getting any edits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I have that also in my policy agreement as well, like letting them know, like, if I don't want to have to reopen the link or re-up the link, but I got it to where now, like, my link is unlimited. Like I just leave it up there. Like I used to take it down and leave it up, take it down and leave it up, but I'm like a photographer that I love all my work, and I want to be able to have it no matter what. So like if I have my Pixie set full of like all the projects I've ever done, and then any hard drive drops, I wouldn't cry, because I'd be like, oh, okay, I have it still. So I use Pixie Set as a cloud server. Like, even though you probably shouldn't, but that's what I use it for. I use it as a cloud server and for my clients.
I know. I feel like that works. Like I have like 4 of my past shoots on my Pixie Set. If you go on there, I don't think my Pixie Set is not as like advanced as everybody else's. I don't know. Maybe I have like the free version.
Yeah. You got to upgrade. It's like, so when you get to that point, don't just do it because it's gonna waste you cheese. But when you get to a point where like you are getting booked a lot more, it becomes an incentive for your clients. Like for me, for my clients to know that their link won't expire, it makes them be like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? They feel amazing because like, oh, the link won't expire and I have all my pictures on there. I'm able to go see them whenever I want. I'm able to share them with everybody. I have my own link. Blah, you know what I'm saying? They feel amazing. So they like that as well. So that's one thing that I've added on, but I didn't have it at first. Like I went from Google Drive to Dropbox, then from Dropbox to WeTransfer, then from WeTransfer to PixieSet. Because I used to
came on the WeTransfer phase.
I used to create projects on WeTransfer. Like WeTransfer has it where you like create projects, and I used to name it per person and give the person that WeTransfer project. Like I wouldn't just WeTransfer the link, but I would WeTransfer like a project. So you could create little projects on there or whatever. And that's what I used to do. And then after a while, I was like, man. Then I learned about PixieSet, and I was like, bro, but is it worth it? Like I don't got the money. And then I made it worth it. I made it make sense because anything as a photographer that makes your life easier is worth it. Like, cause it's gonna force you to want to work too. It's gonna force you to, get to that next level because anything that makes your life easier is worth it. That's how I be looking at it. So create those boards, get those spec ads. I'm adding this to like your file. So spec ads, next time we talk, spec ads, Pinterest boards. Learn more about, so white balance. And lighting, so and that aperture, because it doesn't have to necessarily be lighting. Because I don't want to create a goal that's based off money. I don't want to create a monetary goal that's like, oh, I need to buy this new light or I need to do that. But just getting better at lighting, maybe it's educating yourself a little bit more as the skill. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that will immediately help you get to the next level, because the only thing that honestly, if you think about it, that makes like anybody's work stand out from the next photographer is how it was captured, and that's light. Any client that looks at like your photos and somebody else's photos and chooses them over you, they'll look at how that person captured light. That's it. Right. It's how did they capture the light to make that person look good? They captured that light in an amazing way and they made that person look amazing, so I'm gonna choose him. So what's separating you from you and the next guy? Lighting, that's it. It's how he captured light versus you. So if you look at these other gym videographers, use them as a blueprint. It's okay. Doesn't mean do exactly what they did, but see, like scroll all the way down to the bottom of their shit. Go to where they're trying to hide where they started at. Go look at it and see if you're kind of where they started as well. Match yourself up to it and see, you know what I'm saying, what level are you on, and use them as a blueprint from that point on. Don't use them as a blueprint from where they're at now. You're not gonna be able to. Right. Because you're not at that same phase. So go back down and find out where they started or where they kind of like got a little bit up before they jumped, and find out how you can duplicate that success. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Don't recreate the wheel. Just find out how you can make it fit your path and your journey.
Right. Okay, cool. This has been awesome, man. Thank you.
No, you're welcome, bro.
Appreciate it. I know. Like I said, I could talk. I know I can chat with you for hours and stuff, but I know you got stuff.
Yeah.
Granted, I will say, seeing like you're in Orlando, if you're ever down to actually like
meet up and talk, I got you.
Like, yeah, lunch on me, I got you.
I'm gonna write that down. I
got you on that. We can hit a hookah spot or something. I don't care. Yeah, man, we can just link. This is a lot of good stuff. I definitely, because I want to get more clients. I don't necessarily want to be, hopefully not in the clubs, because there's a
no. I started there and I hate that. I hate that.
Did you know that high tea is closing down forever, right?
For real?
High tea and 1UP.
Oh man. But it's not a good environment. And what I had to learn is all money's not good money. Like all money is not good money. Like it was fast money, it was like all money's not good money, bro. It comes with a price, and it's just like you're more and more like making yourself more and more susceptible to that price that you will have to pay at some point. The more and more you're doing it, you're upping your chances. I've
had a client. I told a client I offered her 200. This is like a year ago. 10 photos. Now, granted, this is because my photos aren't like taxi photos.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like, 10 photos, 200. She liked my work before. I shot with her before. She was like, why is it so expensive?
Yep, that's how they is, bro.
I almost came through my phone. Like I was.
That's how they is, bro. That's how they is, bro.
Don't get it. Now I will say I do still nothing like where you're at, but I do say I'm at. Talking about mentor, I put myself at 250. 6 photos. 250 for 6 photos.
So what you gotta do is you have to find your unfair advantage. Like you have to find the thing that separates you from other photographers. Like like boom, we all have our own pricing, we all have our own this, our own that, but you gotta like set your like what do you offer to your clients that they can't get from somebody else? Like, you gotta think about that. Like, the only thing I really offer to my clients for real, that like you physically can't get from somebody else is probably my personality. Like, my personality and the experience that I give my client. Like, that's the one thing that I offer to them that they'll rather like pay me and come to me than go to somebody else. Cause like anybody can gain skill. So it's like, what does, like, when you walk away from here, think about it, like, what does Lorenzo bring to his clients that others can't? Like, is it because you pose them and tell them what to do and they could come there and they don't gotta think? Like, is it because you help them curate the idea? They don't have to come up, they don't have to think. Like, when like people pay for convenience, so if you make their life easier, they're gonna feel like, damn, I might as well pay him. It makes sense to pay him. It doesn't make no sense if I don't pay him.
Right. No, I definitely wanna. I definitely think about it. I do feel like my personality, because lately my clients have been women. They do feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Around
See,
me.
that's good.
And also I want them to have a good time.
Yeah. Like, you want them to enjoy it.
I bring music. We crack jokes. I'll even use an extra 10, 15 minutes of my time taking photos. These are just me getting them used to the camera. Majority of my clients are first time, like,
all of my clients too. Yeah, all of my too.
Like, you pull out a professional camera, they're just
like
oh man, think about another note.
And, go ahead.
I know that you record, and I know that's your stuff, and I'm not. You're gonna use that how you need to. Is there any chance I can just get the transcript so I can?
I got you. I'll send you everything. You're talking about like for our talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the recording. I'll send you the recording.
Okay, cool.
And I'm trying to break down I'm gonna try to break down the transcript as well. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, if you use this and put this on IG, I don't mind. I wish I didn't. This is my part for not getting a cut. I look like I look like 13 years a slave. Like,
bruh, I ain't gonna lie, you don't look bad. Like, from on my camera, your cut looks straight.
I was like, my fiance, I'm like, yo, I'm about to be on this camera, and I just realized he records everything.
Bruh.
It looks crazy.
Bruh, nah, bro, you're vibing, bro, you're good. I probably won't even. I might put just like the voice for Instagram, but on Patreon it's gonna go in there. It's gonna go on Patreon. But like Instagram, I don't know. Like, I might not, like, I don't even know how I wanna like do that yet, because I want people to know that like I'm here to help, and I want them to know that I'm available to help. But it's like a lot of people don't know that I do one-on-one. So this is like, I have to try to find a way for me to be able to show them that I do that.
I was gonna put on the Discord after this and just kind of shout you out, because this is
okay, see, that's lit too, because a lot of people just don't know. And like, if you're in the Patreon, bro, you get it. Like, so if you're not in the Patreon, I think it's like $50 if you're not in the Patreon. But if you're in the Patreon and you're paying $15 a month, you just get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
like,
like,
I got the notification. I was like, shit, why not?
Yeah.
How many of these have you done?
So you're my first person.
Hey,
yeah, right? Nah, you're my first person.
Go.
That's how I was like, bro, this is lit. I was like, you're my first person. So I literally like, I took your notes down, and I also like was recording to like create the transcript as well. So that's gonna be cool as well. But yeah, literally you're my first.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in there. I got you. You're good. I mean, most likely Diego and somebody else is gonna come.
Nah, they're definitely gonna do it, bro. They're definitely gonna.
Is he like 18 or something?
He's 16. So I call him my nephew. He's in New York. But he basically is living the life that I used to live. Like, everything he's going through with his mom, like all his hardships, everything that's happening, he wants to give up so bad. And that's why I call him my nephew, because I'm here for you. I'm like, bro, I understand.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I understand where you're at, bro.
He be in there in the chat religious. I'm not gonna.
That's my boy, bro. Like, a lot of people in there, they're like me. Like, we don't have friends. Like, so like they're like, we are the community, we are the family. Like, you know, people look at caring people. Like, some people look at caring people as like, oh my god, they're the best person ever, or they look at them like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at them both ways. Like, they make it look weird, or they might look at you like, oh my god. But like, at the end of the day, a lot of us don't really associate with a lot of people. Like, a lot of us like being behind the camera. Like, a lot of us don't associate with too many people. So that's why, like, I was like, okay, let me be the voice for those that don't really have a voice. Let me create a community for those of us who don't have friends. Like, I love the community, bro, because I'm able to just talk. When I need to just like outlet, I'm like, bro, they're there.
Yeah, no, I definitely tell, and I'm like, I hope everything's working out. I know you had some car issues a couple weeks
ago.
bro,
we're figuring it out, bro.
Damn, dude, I was like, dog, that's why I mentioned. I was like, yo, if you're in Orlando, you need a ride. I know this is a weird way to stuff, but like,
just let me know, like.
If you need to go somewhere, the community is definitely good. I definitely like it. It's so much going on that you'll if you're not tapped in every day, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
But it's cool. What I will appreciate is that people don't mind spinning the block.
Yeah.
On certain things, on certain topics.
Yeah.
That's why I don't mind just jumping in like, hey, have y'all talked about this? I just
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah.
I right when that whole thing with this client, when they backed out, I went to y'all. I was like, when you talk with a client for 2 weeks,
Yep.
they give you some shit. Or like, hey, when you do all this work and the client likes the photo and then they post on Instagram as a reel with a fucking filter.
With a filter, how are we supposed to feel? Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. That's the outlet. That's the outlet.
Bro,
the Discord is the outlet, bro.
You guys, I'm not gonna lie. I know the model well enough that I talked to her about that. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you do what you want, but what didn't you like that you wanted?
Like, just like, what happened? Like, you could have told me, I would have changed it, but like,
I would have did it. But you want to?
because majority of the time, the filter be making it worse. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
Bro, it's the equivalent. So I used to cook. I used to cook, and I did when I went to Rosen, and I did culinary classes. And I try to explain it like this: imagine you spent an hour making a meal, full set meal, curated Central Time.
They douse it with sauce.
And they douse that thing
with sauce. Yep.
And sauce and ketchup before they take a bite.
Before they even tried it.
Ooh, before they even tried. That is the equivalent, because you're like, damn, did you even like my work?
Now that's a great equivalent. I go lie. That's quite literally exactly.
Hey, listen, you gave me, so I'll give you one. But like, imagine you cook me a meal, and I was like, I bet. Let me throw a bunch of sauce on it, and sprinkle some cheese, and now it's something else entirely. And so it's still something you made, but it's something else entirely. So yeah, if you're feeling
disrespectful.
Well, dope, bro.
Nah, but yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much. Listen, if anytime you ever want, I'm in Orlando. If you ever want to chat, talk to Orlando.
Most dev, G.
Let me know, bro. I got like I said, Kadeem, who's the UCF photographer. He's pretty good. I'll send you his page on your IG. And then Woody, he's been my mentor, and he actually works. He's high up at Universal now. He used to be at UCF.
Yeah.
He's put me on too, and I don't know why, but I always link with other minority photographers. Majority black.
Love them.
Something I noticed last year that all my clients are minorities. I don't have really white clients. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't know. I thought about it, like, is it me?
Nah, it's a barrier. It's a barrier. It's a barrier that you break. They look at what you do. They look at what you shoot and how you carry yourself, and that's like people judge without judging. Like, that's just how it is. People judge without judging. Like that's been my thing for a long time. So I was like, bruh, I don't get any clients that look like this. And I'm like, oh, it's because I only show that I shoot clients that look like this.
Yeah, maybe, and like I said, maybe it's because I feel comfortable with darker skin. You know, like I said, like
because that's a whole new thing too, though. They require a whole different type of lighting. If you shoot somebody who's unmelanated, they require a whole different type of lighting. Like, they don't have no type of melanin, totally different type of lighting.
I did a headshot for. So UCF has a Hall of Fame event, 1,100 person gala. This year's theme was NFL Game Day.
Yeah.
We took our Hall of Fame members to their headshots. I did 2 of them. I'll send you them just so you can see. I had to do headshots at school, I was making like a family portrait on the wall.
Yeah.
Working with white skin, working with also older white skin. Like, I was like, at one point I was like, these dudes are like pinkly. Like,
it's like like they're undertones. Yeah, that's one thing. That's another thing that comes. That's like, bro, there's so much to learn about lighting, bro. Like, that's why I was like, damn, because you just a lot something else, like learning about that person's undertone, like being able to look at a person and knowing which slider you need to touch. Like, that's why I say, like, before I shoot, I edit in my head. Like, if I look at you, I know which slider I need to push, I need to pull. So I need to know. That's how I know how to place my white balance. That's how I know how to set my lights, because I know what your undertones are, so I know what I need to make not pop out. Like, I know what, like, because if I look at a certain person, I know, like, okay, if I take his photo with too much light, he's gonna come out pink. If I take his photo with too much light, he's gonna be orange. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you know which slider is gonna be the problem. So that's what I mean, like, I edit in my head before I take the shot.
That's such a skill to have. Like, I try to think I shoot with an idea in mind, but to be able to think of the editing on the fly while be able to compose a photo.
Yeah.
That's like, my brain's trying to do it.
Trying to be able to do it, you're like, because it's like,
oh my God, like, you know. Like,
but it becomes like, it becomes second nature. Like, it gets faster and faster and faster. Like, I'm in the picture, taking the frame. Like, the whole time that I'm taking test shots, I'm thinking about the sliders on the color wheel that I'm gonna need to move to make this person look better if I don't fix my lighting. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, so like I'm basically talking to myself in my head. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna penalize myself if I don't get this shot right. Like I know like they have orange undertones and I hate orange. And I'm like, oh, I need to get this right because I hate orange. So if I get it right in camera, like majority of the time if you get your JPEG looking right, your RAW will be easy to edit.
Okay.
That's another thing, like, damn, I keep saying that's another thing. But JPEG, like I shot, when I was learning, I used to only shoot JPEG. Like I swore by it. Like for all events ever, I always shot like in studio, everything, because I used to think if you can get it right as a JPEG, you can get it right as a RAW. So I shot JPEG for like a whole year of just learning. Just because if you can get that JPEG right, then your RAW's gonna be right. I had never shot RAW ever. Like I was just JPEG, and then it allowed me to overshoot. And then I would edit the JPEGs as well, bro. Like it was like, how sharp can I get my JPEG for it to be like a RAW quality and be amazing? So all of my JPEGs came out hard. So when I was able to give my clients the JPEGs, like, oh my God, I love them. And then I'll be able to add just that much editing. But then like 2 years ago, I started implementing RAW. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I started implementing RAW, and then everything changed. But it was because I was able to master that JPEG. But you can still shoot RAW and JPEG, but just know like shoot for the image that shows up on your camera. When you shoot, that's a JPEG that shows up on your camera. You know what I'm saying? So when you get that image to look good, your RAW image when you edit is gonna look perfect.
Okay, yeah, because I shoot right now RAW and JPEG.
Yeah.
Because I pulled the JPEGs for the Pixie set, and the RAWs are for me. Also, honestly, if I shot one where the JPEG was exactly how they wanted it, I just took the JPEG and just color corrected.
Yeah, that was me. I've done it.
Sent it off.
Bro, and like when I started, and I used to get a few clients that were like that, and I was like, bro, what's the point of me doing RAW at all? And I just went JPEG.
Right.
And I went to just like, if I could master the JPEG, then I know my RAWs are gonna be hitting. That's what I was doing. I was shooting for that. But yeah, take those notes, take that with you, and yeah, and then we'll talk again next month. And we'll
Bro, good. Listen, thank you again.
Not for sure, bro. Love.
Inaugural taxi one-on-one call.
Bro, throw it in there too. What am I about to say? Give me a few. What videos do you want to see in Patreon? That's what I meant. That's my end off. That's my end off. That's my end off for the calls that I want to start doing. Cool, like future videos you want to see me make for Patreon.
Patreon, if you kind of like, since you do an editing, posing, and you do masking, what if you, because we're talking about kind of playing to the niches, like, hey, if you like sports photography, like Diego and stuff, here are some tips on how to do it. Hey,
so creating,
here's my knowledge.
So creating categories for niches.
Right.
Okay.
Because you're talking, everybody that has photography, like different
everybody's different niches. So the different stuff is going to be to do all of them. So be able to create things specific for those. Okay, I like that. I like that. So
that this way, when people go to your videos, and
they know exactly what to look for.
It can be like all your videos can be overwhelming, and not because it's in a bad way, just because you have
so much of everything to teach off. Yeah, and it's not as like I can say it's not as organized how it should be for you to be able to look at the collections and know like, okay, if I'm lost and I'm a photo photographer, this is my home. If I'm lost and I'm a corporate photographer, then this is for me.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Setting up to do headshots at a corporate office, you got to do 100 headshots. What do you do? Oh, definitely use of reflector. Oh, and this is personally for me, how to use reflectors when you're on a one-man team. Because I will say I don't use reflectors because I have my model there, and it's hard for me to put a reflector and hold it when it's just me. Unless I'm right up on the person, I can't use a reflector. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I don't have the tools.
So usually what I do is I put mine on the floor. Like I'll usually put it on the floor. If I can't use it at all, I'll at least put it on the floor because it'll help bounce it up. Like it'll help bounce any of that extra light up, or I'll lean it on a wall on the side. Or they have these little clamps on Amazon that are like this, and this part goes onto a light stand, and it literally clamps open, and you can put the reflector like that. So when you don't have a person, you can just stand it wherever you need it, and it'll hold it up. Okay. So that's cool too.
Full video?
No, but I'll make a whole video.
Like short.
No, yeah, for sure, I got you.
That could be like a little short, like, hey, this, that, and the third. But I definitely think for what I would appreciate, but also I think for just more for you, and I think I'm trying to think of what the community as a whole would have benefited from.
Yeah.
Is that avenues for starter photographers and how they go about it, if they're beginning corporate, portrait,
alone, yeah.
And obviously if you do that, you could double it for videographer, because you also have videographers in your your community as well, and that's a whole different thing. So yeah, that could be that one. And as you talk with more people, they can help
Yeah, they'll be able to really get that narrowed down.
Hope that helps. You know, that would be $15. You know what I'm saying?
Bet.
Nah, appreciate you, man.
Not most that, bro. That's love, bro. I got you, bro. I'll be sending you over the video, the video recording file for you to be able to have too, to be able to watch back over, and yeah, and then you'll be seeing yourself posted in Patreon at some point. So.
Man, awesome, man. Listen, well, look, have a good day. Have a good Sunday.
You too,
we'll
fam.
Keep in touch, okay?
Most def. Love. Safety.
All right, man. Peace.
Yo, if you're serious about leveling up your photography and content creation, make sure to join PNG Culture, you guys, over on Discord and Patreon. We talk in the Discord community every single day, just helping each other level up our photography and just get better at content creation overall. It's more than just about photography itself. We actually talk about real world problems, real life problems, and just navigating mental health and a whole bunch of different things that come with this entrepreneurship journey, you guys. And then also make sure to check out the Patreon if you guys want a deeper dive on my editing process. Whether you see something really cool on Instagram on my feed and want to know exactly how I did it, I drop the tutorials inside of there. I do different composition editings, like different composites and different things like that. VFX, we also do one-on-one calls in there. Anybody that's in there that's a premium member can get one-on-one calls and one-on-one access to me. I do business growth tips and different help. I just honestly give out all of my knowledge that I have that I'm not able to give out on YouTube. For those that want to dive a little bit deeper and are more serious, I give all of that out on the Patreon channel. So I hope to see you there. Until next time, taxi.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again, I say so long, farewell to you, my friends.